Good day, it's Eric Arnold on Friday, September 18th, here in my little sports barn studio. I'm going to bring you our weekend college football picks today. Now, we will have our NFL picks tomorrow. Recapping our loss on Thursday Night Football. Put it there. I tell myself these kind of games not to go crazy about them. There's a good number of games that we play, one could play, where the result is basically random. In other words, one play, 1 point, one event could have swung the thing either way, and it just went against you and you lost. So you try not to make yourself crazy with those kind of games. It's a lot easier to say that kind of thing when you're winning. I need to win, God damn it. I mean, we're losing right now, and it's no fun. And this is really work at the moment. Things are work right now, and work sucks, and work's no fun. So we'd like our work to be a little lighter, and winning would make it a little lighter. The Cleveland Browns did none of that last night to help us out, so what can you do? All right, for the take two, right now I'm going to make sure that the goddamn video is still running. I've talked to my wife about possibly upgrading our equipment for Christmas. Normally, what I get for Christmas are, $100 worth of knickknacks, which, I really don't have a use for, frankly. My gift that I want is something consumable, something that takes up no space, like a case of beer, where I can enjoy my case of beer, and it's gone. It's gone. It does not take up any more space in my house. If it's a good case of beer, then I've got a story. My story is she gave me a case of beer on, I forget what anniversary it was, but it was the Iron anniversary. So she gave me a case of Iron City. That was great. I like Iron City. So I drank my case of Iron City, and then I have a story to tell with it too. And it's gone. It doesn't clutter up my room, my house. So that's exactly what I want. Normally I get knickknacks that clutter up the house. So rather than getting knickknacks that clutter up the house, I'm kind of thinking maybe I can get a camera, an actual camera that A, doesn't have this goddamn audio drift, which is annoying me beyond, distraction. And B, doesn't just randomly shut the fuck off every, third video, where I am now wasting another half hour retelling the same stories I told just 20 minutes of my real time. So, these are things we're thinking about. All right, we'll just rip through this stuff, because there's no secret now to it, because I've already circled and put the predictions there. So take your screenshot. Okay, now you want to hear the rationale, I'll give it to you. Friday night we got Coastal Carolina. We think that's the team that's really on the move. They just won by 15 at Kansas. As I said previously, Coastal Carolina is located in Conway, South Carolina, which means nothing to you. Conway is part of the Myrtle Beach Metroplex, which is exploding in size, power, people, and we figure that school is catching that wave as well, that they're probably just exploding in size. And what does that mean? Well, what that means is you got better facilities, you got better a better weight room, you got more money to hand out to the recruits. Oh wait, no, nobody does that, right? But you got more money to go on further recruiting trips. It's just easier to sell a kid from high school on a program where it's in Myrtle Beach. I mean, who would, do you want to go to school in BFE, Kansas, or do you want to go to school in Myrtle Beach? That's a tough one. If I'm a 19-year-old from Campbell, some minor league program. They have a losing record in their own little minor league conference. They played tough last week though, so we're a little worried about that, but we think, these teams generally can't go back to back. These FCS teams, they can't go play a Division I team tough and then come right back and play another Division I team tough. They get beat up. They're not that deep. All right, so top play tonight with Coastal Carolina. What else do we got? We got 2 stars here with Lafayette. Nice high-profile win at Iowa State last week. Very nice win. Billy Napier is the coach of Lafayette. Best coach you've never heard of. As I like to say to myself, he's the next Dabo Swinney. He's the next Urban Meyer. The guy's got all the pedigree in the world. He's in his 30s. Guy's on the move. So we're going to go ahead and say Lafayette is going to house Georgia State, a team we think is just going in the other direction. Lafayette going up, Georgia State going down. BC, we got no real feel on that one. That's it. So that's a 1-star game, BC. Top play here with Pitt. Pitt, we think they are just, they got a real good defense. We think they're going to hold Syracuse down. I don't see Syracuse scoring more than 2 touchdowns. Pitt, on the other hand, I think they're going to score. They're going to score. They're going to score and probably be in the 40s. So, we could see this game being like 42-14. Definitely like Pitt. Tommy DeVito, quarterback at Syracuse, not good. Kenny Pickett, quarterback at Pitt, is good. Defense at Pitt, fantastic. We like Pitt. 2 stars with Tulane. I think this is more just of a kind of a field game after Navy just got obliterated. It's like, whoa, I don't think, as I said in the previous video that you'll never hear, I don't think that when a college team gets beat 55-3, that's we just had, it was one of them weeks. I think that means you're bad. In the pros, that could be one of those deals where you just had a bad week, everybody took the game off, and you're really not that bad. But I don't know, in college I kind of think that's more an indication of who you are. So if they're 55-3 bad, and all we got to do is lay less than a touchdown with a credible team like Tulane, then we're going to do that. Oklahoma State, we're big Mike Gundy fans here in the barn, and he covers spreads, so we're going to take him and lay the 23.5. That's a little steep, and Tulsa's generally a credible team, but Gundy covers spreads, so we're going to put our faith in the mullet. Oh, I got no rationale for that one at all. Houston, all I can think there is Baylor's got a brand new coach, and maybe things are just a little disjointed in this COVID world, a brand new coach. So we'll take Houston for one. I have no rationale for this. Houston's 1 star, and I don't know, I'm just kind of, I got 1 star in Cincinnati, and I feel pretty good about this one. These guys are a pretty good team. They run the ball. They're physical. Austin Peay just got, 55-0 in a 50-minute game. How bad are you when you go to the other team and go, well, maybe we shouldn't play the whole game. Someone might get hurt. Oh my God. If I was on that Austin Peay team, I would want to quit. It's like, well, my coach just quit. Why am I going to go out there and burn myself to the crisp trying to, show I can play? They don't care. Why should I care? So I'm thinking Cincinnati covers this one easily. I got 1 star on it, but I like it more than that. Cincinnati should whoop them boys. San Antonio, we won with them last week, coming back with them again. I think Boston lost to UTEP. That's an indication you're pretty bad when you're losing to UTEP. So we think San Antonio's better. And again, this is one of these small school going up against 2 big schools in a row. just called UTEP a big school. Yeah. Well, it's one of our top plays. You know, my rationale for this one isn't as strong as the Pitt or Coastal Carolina, but it's one of our top plays. Oh, we got Marshall here. We got Marshall in a huge game for them. A huge game. Huge game. It's one of the biggest games at Huntington in probably 5-10 years. Oh, I know Appy State doesn't have the cachet of, say, a Louisville or even an Ohio, but Appy State is a fantastic team. But we're going to say Marshall, with a game under their belt, this is Appy State's opener. We're going to say Marshall figures out a way to get this game. 2 stars on Troy, Middle Tennessee. They got blown out by Army. They're not very good, so we're going to say Troy figures out a way to cover the 3 at Middle Tennessee. We're going to take the Citadel in the 45. These running teams. Citadel runs an offense similar to Army and Navy. You get them up against a big favorite like this, you're probably in the right place with the running team because, Clemson's going to win that game. Everyone knows that Citadel has no prayer of winning the game, but they might get some first downs. They might shorten the clock. They shorten the clock, and Clemson's perfectly okay with that. Clemson has no interest at all scoring 80 points in these boys. Plus, a lot of these schools like the Citadel, or certainly Army or Navy, you're too busy thanking the other team for their service. You don't want to beat those guys 100-0. Well, that's like stepping on the flag, for Christ's sake. And I know, well, never mind. I could go on a rant there, but I won't. So you don't want, I don't think you want to be laying a huge number there against Citadel. That strikes me as a nice, comfortable 40-0 gentleman's shutout, maybe. 40-0, go to the bank. SMU's a top play. SMU, that's a good team. That's a real good team. North Texas, pretty sure they gave up 30-some points to Houston Baptist. Do I have that one right? If you're giving up 30-some points to Houston Baptist, you're going to give up probably 50 to SMU. And if that's the number, it's only 13.5, SMU's going to cover it. So that's the thinking there. Look at this, a real game. A real game. Louisville versus Miami. This is, I guess there's probably some better games I didn't pick on the board here, but I would say that's your game of the weekend. Miami, Louisville. Miami beat Louisville last year down in Coral Gables. They beat those guys by, I think, 3 touchdowns. I guess the game's not really in Coral Gables, is it? Don't they play their games in, I lose track of what the stadiums are down there. They built so many of them. It used to be the Orange Bowl. Miami used to be for, us Generation Xers. They were the team. You either loved them or you hated them, but you always paid attention to them. They were never an afterthought. You loved them or you hated them. And, it's kind of sad to see that team's just not the same anymore. It's like, I miss these guys being good so I could hate them. But, now they're just another team. I don't know there's an equivalent right now of, those 80s, 90s Hurricanes. In fact, I'm almost certain there's not. That's the kind of team that they don't let you have anymore. They just don't. They were too out there. They broke the mold. They were too, opinionated. They were too, you can't be that way anymore. My God. So I miss those Hurricane teams. I enjoyed hating them. But we're taking them here, 2 stars. I figure if they were good enough to beat Louisville last year by 3 touchdowns, what's Louisville going to do different to cover up here? We're going to take the Hurricanes. honest, I mean, when we last saw them, they were getting beat as a 2-touchdown favorite by South Alabama in the Polk Salad Bowl. Well, who knew that the Polk Salad Bowl was going to have such wide-ranging ramifications? They fired their coach. You know, why would you fire your coach? I mean, after just one loss, so there must be widespread disarray there in Hattiesburg. Their new coach is, I think, 30 years old. They're laying 5.5. So, I don't know. Louisiana Tech's not a terrible team. We'll take the 5.5. I mean, you know, if you told me who's better, Louisiana Tech or South Alabama, I'd say Louisiana Tech. So we'll take that 5.5. Yeah, we'll take that. And then lastly, you got UTEP. They actually beat these guys, Stephen F. Austin. But in the interim, they just got smashed by Texas. So we're kind of thinking, the thinking being, they're just all beat up now. You know, Texas just beat these guys up. They're, you know, just fatigued, tired, smashed up. And Abilene Christian, you know, UTEP is the bottom of the bottom as far as the Division I goes. And we're hoping that Abilene Christian's one of these teams that's actually, you know, better than what people think they are. So we're going to say, take the 4 points. We'll take Christian, Mr. Christian. All right. So there you have it. Now, what else? We'll have the NFL up for you tomorrow. Hopefully we can come up. We got like 16 games here. So this is the first time I think the schedule has yielded enough games and there's enough history with these teams in the COVID that we can make some kind of an opinion. Good Christ, we need some winners. I mean, seriously, man, we need some winners. I'm starting to feel sad about this whole project. I told myself originally this would be a 5-year deal. That, you know, making these videos, honing my handicap skills to the point where my handicapping is good enough to draw an audience that it would take 5 years. Then, you know, COVID hit. And it also occurred to me that things always take twice as long as you think they're going to take. So I thought, well, now they'll take 10 years. So, you know, we're near the end of year one of a 10-year project. I mean, Jesus Christ, they sent Captain Kirk out. He was only on a 5-year mission. Of course, then everything takes longer because I think Captain Kirk's mission ended up taking, 6 movies and I don't know how many years, and he's still alive, so they could bring him back for yet another movie. You know, his is a never-ending mission. I don't know. I'm just hoping to get some winners this week. Let's just get some winners this week. That's my excuse if we lose. That you know, it's a 10-year deal. You know, you're not going to get winners for another 8 years. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Thanks for being here, though. Appreciate your loyalty. And we'll hopefully get some W's, and we'll have NFL for you tomorrow. From me to you, good luck, good gambling, good afternoon.